This is Keith Brunell, and I'm here with Ethan Stowell from Ethan Stowell Restaurant Group. How's it going today?
It's going fine, thanks.
Awesome. And we're here today on behalf of ICCA and GCIA to talk about what does it look like to have an independent restaurateur like Ethan collaborate with a retail chain who has a bunch of different concepts and restaurants in our portfolio. So we've had a bunch of questions put together by our board and a bunch of team members to really understand what does it look like, how do we make it happen, what went well, what went wrong, and the traditional relationship when two different entities come together to try to put a new concept out there.
Obviously I'm out here in the Northwest, so I love, Douglas crab, king crab, spot prawns, all the different oysters. My personal opinion, I think the Northwest does shellfish better than anywhere in the world. And then there's also the tried and trues, the king salmons, the Copper River salmons, the Copper River sockeyes, the halibuts, the black cods, the rockfish, all those things. There's just such a bounty out here. I've always said that my three favorite things to cook are seafood, vegetables, and pasta. And that's what I eat. That's what I love cooking.
When you look at the United States, Canada, Hawaii, what do you see from a trend perspective? What have you seen your friends and other restaurant groups do in where they're headed?
Yeah, I'm a little bit different. I think there's this hope that after COVID, there's going to be this revelation that prices need to go up. But I think prices and expectations of customers are going to get more casual and a little bit, they're going to want to spend a little less money. I think the dining scene over the last 20 years has trended more casual. And I think this is just going to be a continuation of it. People love eating out. They love food. They love seasonal, cooking, and they love the services that restaurants provide. And I don't think that's going to go away. And I think the restaurants that, I think restaurants, unfortunately, a lot of them won't come back, which would make the ones that do come back a lot busier, which is good. And I think we're going to have to, probably simplify our programs a little bit to accommodate that increased volume. But I think now is an opportunity for all restaurants to kind of take control over their business and streamline things a little bit. I think after COVID, people have realized what's important in life, and you don't need to have 35 wines by the glass if four is really if you have four great ones.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to definitely be a simplification of things. But I'm looking forward to that. Our food, we like things simple, we like things clean, we like things neat. So if we can do more focusing and like I said, go more narrow in the menu, we're happy about that. Our food will be better, and our customer service will be better, and I think the business will thrive.
We're going to prepare a dish that's on the Wolf menu that Ethan created. It's the
I'm going to try.
The mise en place is there, so hopefully we can finish this thing. But it's the Alaskan King Salmon with braised fennel, artichokes. We're just going to do a quick saute today on that, Tagiasca olives, and some gremolata. So we're going to get started with that.
Yeah, thanks. First thing I like to do when I have king salmon, I always tell people to buy a center cut fillet so it's nice and thick and can cook evenly. I also like to pat all my seafood dry before I saute it. That moisture will really cool down the pan, and oftentimes your salmon will it'll stick to the bottom of the pan. So I start off with a little salt and fresh cracked pepper. I definitely am a fan of freshly cracked pepper, not pre-ground at all. No, my favorite brand of pepper mill is Peugeot. They just work really well. I am today using what's called a scan pan. It's a type of nonstick pan. It's one of my favorite ones, for cooking seafood. Gonna heat a little bit of grapeseed oil in the pan. Make sure it's nice and warm. My dried piece of fish I'm putting down. And at this point, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a wiggle to make sure the oil's underneath the seafood or underneath the piece of fish so it doesn't get stuck, right? I'm just gonna saute this on medium-high heat for a couple of minutes on each side.
What I love about king salmon, it's delicate, but it's so rich and fatty.
Yes.
And you get a nice sear, you give it a little flip, and it just carries over, and it just melts like butter in your mouth.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It's just it's one of the gifts of the Northwest. It's probably the the seafood that's most able to pair with things like red wine and other things, like if you want to do like an oxtail sauce or something like that with it, something that's rich and meaty. Okay. Well, that's sauteing. I'm going to heat up my pan. This one I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil in.
A copious amount of olive oil. I know you guys love your olive oil at Wolf.
We do. I'm going to add a few of these nice artichoke hearts and some fennel sections. couple more. There you go.
And what's great about the menus is you guys use the king salmon, we use the sockeye salmon, and you know, two totally different cooking methods because sockeye is such a dry, lean piece of fish that you gotta sear it for a minute and a half, flip it over, and it's literally done.
Yep.
Plus, they're such thin fillets.
A little bit more on that side. Yeah. There you go. Nice little sear it. Don't want to overcook it. Salmon's one of those things out here. We definitely cook things a little bit more medium rare and medium. You don't want it raw, and you don't want it all the way cooked through.
Plate for presentation. Love it. So in the restaurant, this dish is great because it shows you the technique of cleaning artichokes and braising fennel and then finishing it a la minute. So you get this beautiful, vibrant, kind of earthy, you know, root vegetable feel. Very earthy.
Artichokes are clearly, they're clearly one of the, or I guess definitely one of my favorite vegetables.
Yeah.
And then the combination of artichokes and fennel, very Italian, very classic. Yeah. Add some of these Tabasco olives in. So oil cured Ligurian olives, which are pretty hard to find, but they're fantastic when you can get them.
Give that a little rest right there, so breathe.
And it roasting our vegetables a little bit here, heating everything through. Make sure it's seasoned properly. A little touch more. Add a little squeeze of lemon here. The goal here is braising your fennel and artichokes at the beginning to maximize the flavor, and then just adding enough heat to them just to bring it out. That's really the only thing we're looking for here. Salmon there. You want to sprinkle a little gremolata on top?
Yeah, and you got some more olive oil for us too?
A little more olive oil.
So here we have some lemon zest, lime zest, a little bit of shallots, parsley leaves.
Yeah, a little bit of garlic.
And then there we are right there.
And a little bit of more lemon juice over the top. Good drizzle of good olive oil. But king salmon, a little bit of fennel, artichoke, and Tabasco olives, a little gremolata.